The Dubai pattern, why it always bounces back. I've spent the last 30 years analyzing Dubai, and I want to show you something remarkable. Every single geopolitical shock that hits Dubai, and there have been many, follows exactly the same pattern. The Gulf War.
I heard him just run to the TV and turn on the news, and he said it started.
We're behind you all the way!
The 2008 financial crisis, the pandemic, and right now, the current uncertainty. The pattern is so consistent, it's almost predictable. And if you understand it, you're going to see exactly where we are right now, and more importantly, where the opportunity is. The 5-stage cycle. Stage 1, this shock. This is a triggering event. A global war, a financial crisis, a pandemic, a geopolitical incident that creates widespread uncertainty. The shock itself doesn't have to directly hit Dubai. It can be happening anywhere in the world, but it creates fear and instability in global markets. The shock is real. The impact can be measured. But here's what's important. It's temporary, and it triggers everything that comes next. Our stage 2, the exodus. This is psychological response to the shock. People panic. They make decisions based on fear rather than data. You see headlines about people fleeing. You see social media posts about people leaving. You see expat Facebook groups exploding with people saying, "I'm getting out of here." And some people actually leave. That part is real. The exodus is real. But here's the critical insight. It's always temporary, and it's always smaller than the media makes it seem. The reason? Because people leaving are usually the ones who didn't have deep roots anyway. The ones who came for short-term opportunity, not for the vision. But the people who understand Dubai, the business owners, the investors, the families who've bought and built lives here. They don't panic, they wait. Some of them even get excited. Stage 3. The smart money enters. This is the stage that separates people who build wealth from people who chase trends. While everyone else is panicking and selling at a loss, smart money sees a buying opportunity. Now, let me be clear about what I mean by smart money. It's not just the billionaires and hedge funds. It's also individual entrepreneurs who see the property prices drop by 30% and they can get more value for their investment. It's the tech founders who realize that if they move their company to Dubai right now, their tax burden gets cut off in half while everything is available at a discount. It's an investor who understands that what's being sold at panic prices today will be worth significantly more when confidence returns. Smart money doesn't wait for certainty. It acts when the odds are in its favor. It buys when the others are selling, and historically, this is the phase that determines who ends up on top when the recovery happens. Stage 4. The recovery. 6 to 18 months after the initial shock, something shifts. The fear starts to fade. News headlines start to change. Transactions start happening again. People stop leaving and start asking, should I have stayed? Or is it too late to go back? The recovery isn't always dramatic. It doesn't usually start with a bang. It starts quietly. A business opens. A new visa program gets announced. Real estate transactions pick up. Slowly, incrementally, the city starts moving again. But here's what happens psychologically. The people who acted during the smart money phase are now positioned perfectly. They bought at the bottom. They positioned themselves as the recovery began, and they're about to watch their early courage off being paid off exponentially. Stage 5, the growth. This is the payoff phase. It typically lasts 3 to 5 years, and it's exponential. The city doesn't just recover to its previous levels, it exceeds it. New industries emerge, more talent arrives, more capital flows in. The economy expands beyond what people thought was possible. And most importantly, the people who understand the pattern and acted accordingly, they're not hoping for growth, they're already positioned in it. They're watching their initial decisions compound with significant gains. This cycle has repeated in Dubai at least 4 times in the last 30 years. Let's look at the actual data. Let's zoom into 2008. This is real data. This is what actually happened. the global financial crisis hits. The narrative in the media is immediate and harsh. Dubai's bubble has burst. The dream is over. And some of it was true. Property prices fell hard.
In the United Arab Emirates has been a dazzling playground of wealth and glitter. Dubai seemed immune to an economic crisis. But now the government says it will pull back on an aggressive building spree. The global economic downturn has caught Dubai.
The market did contract, confidence did disappear. But here's where the pattern kicked in. And this is crucial to understand because it's going to happen again. It's actually happening right now. While everyone was panicking and selling, smart investors were asking a different question. Not if Dubai is finished, but where will Dubai be in the next 5 years? And their answer was significantly recovered and probably stronger. By 2012, just 4 years later, the market had not only recovered, it was already climbing to new heights. Investors who had the courage to buy in 2009 when everyone was leaving at 50, 60, sometimes 80% gains. Now some people watched this happen and regretted not acting. Others weren't even in Dubai during that time and didn't have the opportunity. But the pattern was proven. The data was clear. When Dubai had a shock, smart money entered and the recovery was explosive. Then, a decade later, it happened again. Fast forward to 2020, COVID-19, global lockdowns, flights banned, entire industries shutting down. The narrative was identical to 2008, except maybe even more dramatic. The expat model is broken, people said. Everyone's gonna leave. Dubai is finished. And yes, some people did leave. The exodus was real. Flights were banned. The economy did contract. But here's where Dubai's government showed something critical. Instead of panicking and waiting for the crisis to pass, they got ahead of it. They doubled down on what made Dubai attractive. They rolled out all emergency business supports. They made health protocols transparent. And most importantly, they did something they had never done before at that scale. They made long-term residency available. They said essentially, we believe Dubai is going to be incredible. We're going to make it easier for the talented people to stay long term. They introduced new visa categories, extended visa durations, created remote work visas. This wasn't a desperate measure. It was a signal when a government starts making immigration easier during a crisis. They're signaling confidence. They're saying we're not in survival mode, we are positioning for growth. By mid-2021, something remarkable happened. Dubai didn't have a weak recovery. It had the strongest real estate market in the world. The people who had fled, many were trying to get back in. The properties they sold at panic prices now worth 40-50% more, sometimes even 80%. The exodus became an influx and the pattern repeated exactly as it always does. By now in 2026, with current geopolitical uncertainty, we need to ask, where are we in this cycle? Where are we now? Right now, we are in the shock and early exodus phase. The headlines are real. The uncertainty is real. Some people are nervous about whether to stay, whether to invest, whether to move there. But something interesting is happening simultaneously, something that's a little different from previous cycles. While the exodus phase is happening, the smart phase of money is already beginning, and this time the government is actively leading it. They just rolled out the 10-year golden visa for investors putting 2 million dirhams with real estate or any other business or in a bank account. They expanded the 5-year or the green visa for skilled professionals earning over 360,000 annually. They introduced the blue residency specifically for sustainability leaders and contributors. Why? Because they understand the pattern. They're not waiting for the fears to disappear. They're actively trying to accelerate the smart money phase by making it easier than ever for capable people to move to Dubai long term. And there's more. The government just passed Executive Council Resolution number 11 of 2025, which allows free zone companies to operate directly on mainland. This integration reduces cost and removes all barriers to doing business. When a government simultaneously makes immigration easier and removes business barriers during a crisis, and that's not a defensive move, that's an offensive move. That's confidence. They're positioning Dubai for the next growth phase, and they're inviting smart money to come along for a ride. The question is, are you going to understand the pattern, or are you going to wait until the opportunity is gone? Here's what I've learned over 30 years of watching Dubai navigate uncertainty. Every single time there's a crisis, people assume this time it's different. Maybe this time Dubai really does collapse. Maybe this time the recovery takes 10 years instead of 3. Maybe this time it's actually over. It never is. The fundamental drivers of Dubai's success have never changed. World-class infrastructure, a strategic geographic location, exceptional safety, and relentlessly pro-business policies. These things don't disappear during uncertainty, they become more valuable. In fact, they're exactly why people want to be in Dubai during uncertainty. It's a safe harbor when everything else feels chaotic. The people who win, the ones who built significant wealth and position, aren't the ones who waited for certainty. Certainty only arrives after the opportunity is gone. The winners are the ones who understand the pattern, trust the data, and have the courage to act when everyone else is paralyzed by fear. The conversation isn't whether Dubai will bounce back. The data shows it always does. The real question is, where will you be when that happens? Will you be on the sidelines, listening to the noise, waiting for certainty that will arrive after the opportunity has already been captured? Or will you be one of the few who understands patterns, trusts the data, positions yourself for growth that always follow? If you're ready to position yourself in Dubai right now, I've created something that will help you cut through the noise and make an informed decision. It's a free guide that walks you through the exact options based on your situation. Are you an entrepreneur waiting to set up a company? Are you an investor interested in Golden Visa? Are you a professional considering the Green Visa? Are you looking at diversifying internationally? This guide lays out exactly what each path looks like, the timelines, the cost, the requirements, and most importantly, which one makes sense for your specific situation. You can download it in the description below. It's completely free. No email list, no upsell, just data and clarity. Then if you want to talk through your specific situation and see if Dubai is the right move for you, we can have that conversation. We can map out exactly what your path looks like. But here's the thing, don't wait to download the guide. The smart money phase is happening right now. Every week that passes is a week of opportunity that doesn't come back. The pattern is clear. The opportunity is now. I'm Zeba Majitia. I've been helping entrepreneurs, investors, and professionals understand Dubai and position themselves for growth for years. And I've never seen a better entry point than right now. If you understand the pattern, you understand the opportunity. Follow me on Instagram and YouTube for more details on Dubai, Golden Visas, company formation, and how to position yourself globally. The pattern is clear. The opportunity is now.